Oh, dude, explain the drone thing to me. What's going on there?
Well, it's interesting. So what they...
Can I get, before you get into it,
Yeah.
can I tell you? Our government knows what they are.
Yes, 100%.
If they didn't, they would shoot them down. There's a reason they're not shooting them down. They're behind it.
Yes.
It's some testing that they're doing.
Exactly.
That's it.
So
it's not
here's-
aliens.
No, 100% not. So my problem with what's going on with the drones, this is obviously something's going on national security-wise. Whether or not they're looking for some radiation material, okay, that's the scary scenario. Something's going on. But it is obviously our intelligence agencies.
In New
The
Jersey, why
problem
New Jersey
is
be?
almost always,
Sorry.
because that might be where the threat is, right? That might be where they're picking up some kind of radioactive material, energy.
Could it be a nuclear bomb?
They don't know. It's pretty scary, but they don't know. But they're not talking. My issue is this.
Why are they seeing in Temecula too?
So there may very well be intelligence that something is not good going on, and they're trying to figure it out. Now, here's why I think that's the case. Typically, when the military runs an exercise like this, like it could be, when
They give them the heads up, right?
They let local law enforcement know, and they let the governor of that state know that they're doing things. So people.
What's the
don't go
benefit
nuts.
of not giving people a heads up?
So the benefit, there's no benefit
To not
necessarily
freak people out?
unless
Couldn't
it's
you
so
tell?
sensitive.
Couldn't you tell the governor hey, we're just running some standard testing. Don't be alarmed, even if they should be alarmed, but just so they don't sound the alarm. Shouldn't they give them a heads up? Going, we're running the standard drone testing.
They always do, and that's why this is unique. So there are two scenarios. One, this administration doesn't tell anybody anything. Like this government, this administration has gotten in the habit of saying nothing to anyone.
The worst.
I mean, Biden just will stop talking to the American people, and has done that through his whole thing. Yeah. We also know that they were hiding very, very actively his complete senility.
Of course. Sharp as a tack.
Yeah, sharp as a tack. Yeah, right. So we've been gaslit by this administration. This is kind of new, where it's kind of been okay to step out of the game.
But
my other thing is it's so sensitive. It's so sensitive.
They don't want to alarm us.
It's a matter of such national security that they don't want to say anything.
Yep.
And these are not drones. They're pretty almost positive that
they're like little
manned.
planes,
They're
right?
manned.
Man.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's it's
alarming.
It's alarming. And there's also an Air Force base in Jersey where they were. Like
Yes.
there's a secretive. So I don't know, man. I think it's really, really.
Rogan posted this guy. Go to Rogan's Twitter. He reposted this video. He goes,
Yeah, that's the guy.
He goes, I was scared because
they
this
might
guy
be looking for radioactive, right?
like nuclear bombs, right?
Yeah. Yeah. That's always been the fear, is that this technology is making it so you can miniaturize nuclear weapons and then detonate them.
This guy.
Yeah.
So Rogan put, this is the first video about these drones that has got me genuinely concerned. So it says CEO of drone manufacturing company that has government contracts gives interesting take on what's happening in New Jersey. Now it's 10 minutes.
Yeah. It's too long.
Yeah, I watched it.
No, wasn't he saying
But this isn't where I got my info from. I got my info from also some journalists at Commentary Magazine that were talking about this, who followed.
Yeah, but this guy would know too. But so he was saying it could be nuclear bombs that we lost.
Well, or that were planted there. There's a lot of, remember, Ukraine is at war right now. There's a lot of fissible material. So you can take a nuclear rod, like just a spent nuclear rod that you would use, for example, uranium rod that you use in a diagnostic machine like a CAT scan, okay? Or an MRI, I should say, whatever. And I think CAT scan. And you can detonate it. If you detonate that over like a city, like Jersey, you have to evacuate literally like a 10-mile radius, maybe even more. So you would have to literally
Does it
shut
hurt
down.
anybody?
Yes, because the radiation
Over time.
would make that area inhospitable. So think about
So
this.
if you release it over
Newark,
New
New
York-
Jersey
if
would not be inhabitable for 20 years.
Oh, wow.
That's the worry. Like the amount of
So
economic
if someone got a
disruption,
hold of that and did over New York City, like Times
it'd be a
Square, you'd have to
fucking-
get out.
it would be an absolute disaster. So when people talk about getting rid of the Department of Energy, the Department of Energy has scientists in it. So do you ever wonder why, like people are like, what if somebody lets off a nuclear bomb at the Super Bowl at this game? They have scientists at every portal with Geiger counters, with things that can pick up radiation. They do that.
To see if it's even close.
Yes, and the Department of Energy has scientists that are responsible for keeping track of all the weapons-grade uranium all over the world. It's a fucking serious job. There are a lot of nuclear physicists that are doing quiet work that we don't
We're
even know
not to
about.
inform the American people.
It's the biggest worry that we have. The biggest worry
Because
we have-
already people are skeptical of the government at an all-time high, and then this just adds to it. It's like, see?
There are two
See?
things we're worried about. The miniaturization of nuclear weapons, because creating a nuclear reaction is getting easier and easier, and the information is
AI.
out there with AI.
Yeah.
Number two, creating a chemical weapon using AI with just the chemicals in your garage. Number three, CRISPR-Cas9, which is editing the genes of bacteria and virus to make them insanely deadly. And that could unleash, a plague that makes, fucking the bubonic plague.
terrifying.
Yeah. Those are real issues that our government is working on all the time.
Isn't it a little scary too when like Donald Trump is saying like, the drones aren't the enemy, guys. Don't worry about it. The military knows what's happening, but we don't really need to get into it. I feel like that's the part that's kind of
But that's what
alarming
you
me.
say. See, that's what you say when there's a situation like that. You let the president know, and the president says, "Hey, this is
Nothing to worry about.
This is our
Nobody should be
intelligence effort."
alarmed.
Yeah.
This is our intelligence looking
Here's
into
what you
it.
should
Don't
be
worry.
worried about. Here's what they just are realizing. Do you know that in all these AI labs where they're working on, these are American labs working on the most secretive AI, right? Creating like these quantum computers and all this stuff. We hire Chinese nationals. And a lot of them, a lot of the people
get
are
the
there.
intel and dip
Half
out?
of them are foreign born in our fucking in our AI labs. This is according to some people that have done this real research and are in the labs. Check it out. How the fuck and anybody will tell you that anybody who's a Chinese national is an asset to the Chinese Communist
course.
Party. Because if you're a Chinese national, you're giving them information. You're not telling their government.
You see how
You're
much
not-
land the Chinese own?
Yeah, you're 100% a fucking operative. How are we letting these people in the labs? I don't care how good they are. This is why China is stealing all of our AI, and we're in a major race.
A
with
race,
them.
yeah.
And we can't lose that race.
Apparently, we're beating them though.
Yeah, because
of AI.
but they steal everything we make. They can do it really quickly. So I don't know, man. It's a problem.
It all stresses me out. Let's change the subject.
Let's change the subject. What were you gonna say?
Did you guys watch football Thursday? Brendan watched the most boring game of his life.
I didn't see it.
What was I doing Thursday? Yeah, I texted you. I'm like, holy shit, because I haven't watched an entire NFL game this year. It's
Yeah.
so boring to me. NFL's so
Why?
fucking weak this year. And I was like, all right, let me tune in the Rams, Niners. Dude, it was all field goals. It was so boring. Even John Gruden came on and goes, they should get rid of Thursday Night Football. It's the worst football I've ever seen.
Not only like
Why is
dude,
Thursday night bad?
So
Bullshit team.
So hear me out here. The Niners are a team that are in complete
Injury
disarray.
bound.
But look, hold on. They have two players on their team. One lost their kid at 1 year old. The other one's wife delivered a stillborn. I
was
can't
that?
imagine what the energy in the locker room.
Who was that? Who lost their child?
I'd have to.
Joey Bosa's been hurt all year. Christian
Bosa's
McCaffrey's
been-
out for the season.
So the season is
Purdy was
it's a
injured.
mess in there. Okay, it was Trent Williams, and he had the stillborn baby.
He's also the best offensive tackle in the league.
But then you get a guy like Devondre Campbell, who's taken a roster spot, who in the middle of the game
Refused to
Walked
play.
off.
goes, you know what?
I don't
I'm
want to
out."
play.
You know what they said? So they suspend him 3 games.
makes
But
sense.
they're saying he's kind of fucked because they'll release him after this. No one's going to want to play with
Who
him.
wants that cancer?
Why did he do that?
Because they were losing and they suck this year.
Dude,
You don't get to get up and just leave.
But dude, think about that guy. How talented he is. Since he was a kid, his goal is to get to the NFL. Now you've shot yourself in the foot. Literally shot yourself in the foot, and no one's going to want to play with you because you gave up on your team. I've never seen it happen ever in professional sports.
Never.
Ever. You're fucked, dude.
And what did you do to your team, dude?
And even
Well, the
Kittle,
players were pissed. They were interviewing other players, and they were like,
and
that wasn't right.
And most NFL guys are quiet on that stuff. Even Kittle, they ask him about it. He goes, I don't want him in my locker room. That's the heart of the team. You're fucked, dude. Anywhere you go, you're that guy now. You're fucked.
Yeah, that's
Your entire life you built for this moment, and
that
you
is a
fucked yourself.
huge mistake. The only thing he can do is learn from his mistake. He may not play next year, probably. Is he really good though?
He's not. He's just a guy. I mean, he's in the NFL, so he's fucking good. But compared to the others, he's a guy.
Remember how good Allen Iverson was?
Yeah.
But when Allen Iverson was a cancer, nobody wanted him.
Yeah.
Like that's the situation you're happening here.
So you think will he be playing next year?
I don't know what team would want him. He
tough.
might be a.
They might
Will
bring
he,
him.
will he get kicked off the 49ers?
He'll be cut from the 49ers. Yeah, that locker room isn't going to have it. The team would do it. The team would be like,
Wow.
we can't work with him.
The
He's
locker room's
fucked.
already going through so much, like he said, with injuries and the
And this
players'
fucking
kids
guy
dying.
walks off.
Like, get out of
Big
here, bro.
mistake.
They're screwed.
You don't deserve to be here. You took another person's spot.